Martin, another term, we're just a couple of weeks into another term now. It's been the usual busy start. And the first thing to say is that we're part now officially of the Ted Wragg Multi-Academy Trust. What does that mean for Lipson?
It means everything, it means very little at the same time in some ways. We are now official partners within the Ted Wragg Trust from January the 1st. We've been working with them for the last 6 to 9 months anyway. What the vast majority of students, staff and parents will see is very little difference. What I see is a growing number of opportunities for my staff. I see lots of opportunities for collaboration, and from a personal point of view, I'm now part of a network of head teachers where I'm getting quite a lot of mutual support. So you won't see obvious differences, but as I keep saying, I think it's a really positive move for us. And if I gave you a couple of examples, even in the first week of term, I've hosted 2 head teachers from 2 of the Ted Wragg Exeter schools who are coming down to Lipson on a fact-finding mission. They want to see what we're doing, they've heard about what we're doing, they want to look at how we do things. So that's got to be positive, and both those head teachers have left, very impressed with what they've seen, but just as importantly, with an open invitation for me and members of my team to go up and do a reciprocal visit. So things like that I think can only make us better.
It's very interesting you should say that, because some people imagine that once you become part of a trust, everything becomes one massive of the sameness, but it's not, and the integrity of Lipson won't be compromised, will it?
No, it really won't. And when we first started to get in negotiations about which trust we should join, I was asked, where are my non-negotiables? And I think they were expecting a long list. And I said it's really simple. I want to preserve our integrity, and I want to preserve what Lipson stands for. And so far, they're kind of lapping that up. So I feel really comfortable in the position we find ourselves in, and certainly I don't see any warning signs whatsoever that Lipson will change massively. Obviously, I want us to carry on improving, but you'd get that from me anyway. Yeah. I don't see any appetite for change, and I certainly don't see any appetite for kind of identikit schools. The 7 secondary schools in the trust serve pretty challenging, communities, and they're similar in lots of ways. But certainly, so far, all I've seen is for the schools to continue to maintain their individual identities and differences. So I think that'll be fine.
So no change there, and unfortunately no real change in the COVID situation. We're still having to...
No, the COVID situation has actually been quite positive. We tested over 800 kids, I think, on that first day, which was good. We had 4 positive cases, that was all. And the expected backlash in terms of staffing shortages so far, touch wood, so far hasn't really hit us. In fact, our staff absence was we had a peak before Christmas. So far this term, we have got a number of staff affected, but not a huge number. So it's felt more like, and I hope I'm not tempting fate, but it's felt more like kind of business as usual than it has done for some time.
That's not to say you aren't still taking preventative and protective measures and ventilation.
Yeah, we're wearing masks all around the place because we've been told to. We've got our youngsters, we're saying wear coats in classrooms because some of the staff are wearing coats in classrooms. It is cold. We're trying to say,
because of the ventilation.
Because the windows are open, the doors are open.
Yeah.
We're trying to ask the students to not wear coats as they move around the school. Some of that's come from the heads of year. They feel that it's kind of brought some of what happens outside into school and a way. I'm not sure how important it is. We'll just keep reviewing it week by week. I struggle to justify it when some of the staff are walking around the corridors in coats and some of the sixth formers are. So we'll keep looking at it. I accept the criticism that's coming from some of our students and some of our parents. I'm struggling to justify it, if I'm honest with you. But it's a short-term measure. The weather will get warmer pretty quickly, and we'll just try and apply as much common sense to it as we can.
Brilliant. So when you say business as normal, like you said just a few minutes ago, business as normal this term means a lot of PPEs, mock exams.
Not just mock exams, but the public exams have started for some of our Year 13s. And this is what I always talk about as core purpose. This is what we're here for. We're here to try and get the students the best results we can possibly get. So I have to say, delighted to see the sports hall and the Muse Theatre set out in exam conditions again. We still don't know what it'll look like in June, but the messages seem to be coming through that things are getting back to normal hook or by crook pretty quickly. So these exams become really important for the students, and I think they'll be taking some form of public exams in the summer. It might be combined with a bit of teacher assessment as well, but yeah, delighted to be getting back to something resembling normality here.
And to getting everybody ready for the exams, there's a study cafes have been reintroduced or restarted for this term, which aims to sort of plug that little gap that might have been through COVID disruption.
Yeah, it's partly about catch up. It's also partly about just giving the students the best possible opportunity. Some schools have gone to compulsory. Everybody has 6 lessons a day instead of 5. I'm never keen on anything that's a mandate and an insistence that you do this. There are massive implications for staff workload if we went down that road. So this kind of slightly optional, slightly guiding students to a study cafe, I think is the best way to go. Paul Boyes has taken over the line management at Year 11 with Stu and Mitchell. They're a pretty formidable team between them. So they're all over the kids in the nicest possible way, but we just want to give them every opportunity. So the study cafe is a big part of that.
And as well, you've got the enrichment Monday clubs. That helps as well,
Yeah.
doesn't it? All
So the wider curricula, that's from years 7 right through to 13. That's starting to pick up again, and the participation rates. When we had our little gap before COVID hit again, were phenomenal. We just need to get back to that as quickly as possible. But it's great to see more and more students staying behind on a Monday night after school.
And Year 9 will be doing their options evening coming up very shortly, I think.
Yeah, that process has started now. It seems September seems a long time away, but if we're going to do it properly and do the to-ing and fro-ing and have the conversations with parents and students that is necessary, then that process starts now. So I think the opening evening is coming up in the next couple of weeks. The options evening, and that's the start of trying to get students on the right courses.
If we can just go back to finish off with what you were saying earlier about reaction that people might have to some of the things the school's doing, the Ted Wragg or what have you. I mean, the school is open, it's there with the heads above the parapet, isn't it? You're quite prepared, you've got on social media yourself, you've got media yourself, you're quite prepared to rise to any responses that parents...
There's times when I probably put things on social media that I shouldn't be putting on social media, but you get what you see is what you get with me, you know that. Social media is one part of it. We're trying to put these messages out to parents in a number of different forms. I do see that when Plymouth Live or Plymouth Herald put things out, there tends to be a response from the wider Plymouth community. I just encourage you to give us some feedback, really. We do want to be as open and honest as possible. We know we're not perfect. We still know, I feel we've got a long way to go to become the great school that I think we can become. When we post things like this today, when we put the blog out, when you get heads of year putting messages out, please don't be shy.
Push back.
Push back. Yeah. Give us all the encouragement and the support that you normally do, but raise issues with us, challenge us, help us be better. But the more dialogue, the better. We have our parents group that meets once every term. But that's a relatively small group of parents. So if you feel you've got things to say, then please let us know.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.